Right here, backstory on the new guy that joined the Cowboys analytics department. Katie Drummond, Cowboys Wire, taking a look at William Britt and his journey to the Cowboys team and the department. I think they've made 3 new hires on their analytics, which is exciting because I think it gives them an opportunity to find something new that could give them an edge. And I think you got to be fighting tooth and nail just to keep up and be optimizing your decisions in every part of the football process. But Katie found a cool quote from a previous interview that William Britt had done. And he talked about how he sees the role of analytics. He says, I like to tell people all the time, our goal with analytics is not to be an end-all, be-all. Coaches, scouts, and front office personnel all have tremendous football IQ and acumen stemming from their decades of experience within the game. As analysts, we want to offer an additional perspective that allows us to remain creative and innovative in our search for competitive advantages. Our analysis allows our staff to scout more data within the quick turnaround times between games and events. We try to help see the whole forest opposed to just a few trees to get a more accurate contextual picture. And that sounds just perfect, doesn't it? I mean, that's the kind of attitude that you want from a guy who's super smart and understands the numbers. The problem that happened in baseball was the numbers people were so proud of what they had discovered, they thought it should take over the management of the sport. And the teams that sort of chose to do that or couldn't balance it well did not have much success, and the ones that ignored it totally didn't have much success. So you need a great balance, in my opinion. Brian, how would you approach it if you were running a team right now? Like let's say a friend of yours bought a team and said, Brian, how do I approach this analytic stuff? What would you tell them?
Well, I'll tell you what, the problem, and I appreciate you asking me for my experience of like working with a team.
Yeah.
This is where I'm completely flying blind. I would have to ask a million questions. I don't know, me personally, if I would be the right person to hire an analytics person, because it's funny because I asked somebody at the Cowboys because when they hired this John Park.
Yeah.
John Park was a guy that they got.
He was the first one.
He was the first one, and from the Colts. And so I knew who Tom Robinson was, who was previously the analytics guy.
For the Cowboys.
For the Cowboys. I knew who Tom was. I knew kind of what he did. But I wanted to there's something different going on here. And I asked about Park. And I said, hey, tell me what kind of analytics we talking about? And my guy said, listen, this is a highly thought of guy in the football analytics community. Okay, now if I'm helping my friend with his team, I'm like, okay, who are the best and the brightest? Who are the ones that people are talking about, like, well, this guy or this lady here helps them with. See, I'm trying to think of analytics because it looks like the Cowboys have got it where they're trying to figure out kind of the roles for their guys when you ask them about, well, is this a guy that or a gal that helps you with game management? Is this one that helps you in scouting? Is this one that just helps you, it seems like they're trying to kind of figure out roles for how they're going to use their analytics people, because I don't remember, and I could be way wrong, I don't remember Tom Robinson being that guy where coach is clicking over and saying, hey, what do we need to do here? Maybe Park is a different guy where he could come in and say, Coach, you need to go for it here. Coach,
you need a diverse set of these smart guys, essentially, these numbers people to give you the background on all these different decisions. And I want to trust my smart, experienced football people like you and long-term coaches, but I want you armed with the best info so you don't have to assume anything that could get you in trouble.
Right.
Or trust your gut on stuff that might be incorrect.
I totally understand that the game is going that way. And this would be one of those times where I would be actually terrified, trying to find the right guy or gal, because I'd have to ask a million questions. Because I think you have to understand what you're getting here. I think the lady that's helping out, the new lady that they got, she's based more in scouting. She's like, hey, break down the 5 best wide receivers in the draft. And she's 1, 2, 3, 4. Where I don't know with Park seems like he's got maybe more where coaches trust him.
In-game decisions.
In-game, yeah. So do you need in-game? Do you need a scout? Do you need, how many analytics people do you need?
I think those are the two main categories, and I would say each guy could use a team of like 3 or 4 people. That's a good starting point.
I think
my analytics team to be robust, though.
I know when I walked by to go during the OTAs, all the analytics offices were totally different people in there, and I would be, like I say, I just don't know. I mean, I know you have to do it. I would be asking a million questions. Like, okay, well, give me some examples of how you've affected a game. Give me some examples of how did you help them in scouting? How did you help them in, like, is there a specific game that I can go watch where I saw you working, helping coaches with decisions?
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to know that about somebody.
It's just so interesting how much stuff is hidden there. I think a lot of it's been discovered. It was just sitting beneath the surface, like going forward on 4th down. Yeah. We were way too conservative for decades. And something that would have been as simple as just a mathematician writing out a couple of seasons worth of data would have shown, wow, we're leaving this much expected points off the table by continuously punting in these advantageous situations. Yeah. I don't know that there's anything obvious left. I guess I just I know that the Cowboys aren't ignoring it. I think that's all. That's what I want from my NFL team. Well, and if you can find somebody brilliant to go find something big that's going to give you an edge for like a half season till everybody else discovers it, I'm okay with that as well.
If these analytics people can save you a game or two,
heck yeah,
a year,
that's millions.
That's worth, absolutely. And I do feel like there is a place for this. I really, really do. My son is really good with numbers. I'm not, but people, they understand those probabilities and what you need to do to put yourself in situations to win games. They really do.
I don't want to jinx it either. Abby's going into 7th grade and she's actually good at math.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't know who gave you these skills. But I appreciate it.
If she got through 6th grade and she's still considered good at math, then I think she's in a good spot.
Okay.
It was when I got to 6th grade, they started introducing the letters and stuff, and that's when it was math
like,
models, here I come.
Yeah. I was good at geometry, though. That was kind of cool. Like
more
with
than
the
I
angles. Really? Okay.
I know a trapezoid when I see one.
Yes. Who doesn't?